Hello, everyone. I met some of you last night. My name is Mona. This is my husband, Ryan.
Hello, everyone.
And we're representing Switzerland and a bit of Germany, even though Ray's from Australia. So Dr. Smith asked me to say a few words about C3G abroad. And I wanted to point out two amazing women who do a lot to promote the awareness of C3G. But in order for me to kind of introduce them, I have to give you a little bit of the backstory. So of how I found them. And in 2015, we were in Morocco on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to?
Neither of us will get through this without crying if we go into too much detail. But our backstory is our daughter was 5 years old and contracted food poisoning, which turned into HUS. She spent a month in intensive care. We were very lucky to have two very dedicated doctors that actually knew what she had at that time. And she went into dialysis pretty much in the first night we entered the hospital. So they saved her life. She was still 11 days in intensive care with angels hovering around her. I mean, the human angels, and we've met a few here this last 2 days. So after that, she was diagnosed with C3GN, which is now C3G.
Correct.
We're learning.
About 7 months after that, Dr. Marcus Weitz phoned us and he basically said, yes, Carolina has C3G. And like a lot of you probably in this room, you go, what in the hell is that? You know, we had no idea. We're writing things down. And with that diagnosis, I mean, it's a weird situation because we're unlucky, but lucky, because you're unlucky because you're on that path, on that road, right? On that journey. But we're also lucky because we got a diagnosis, because it often goes undiagnosed. But with that comes also the problem of having to find out about it and research it and all of this. So it was during that very, very dark time that I said to Dr. Weitz and Dr. Christoph Lich, that probably many of you know, he's an expert in Canada. I said, if there are any families, anyone going through this, please give them my details, because I just need to speak with someone and, you know, and basically educate ourselves. So he put me in touch with Marianne Nielsen, who I believe was here last year or the year before. And her daughter, I mean, it's also her backstory I'm not going to get into, but her daughter was going through something similar. So we connected. And in the last, she's done a lot to promote the awareness of C3G in Switzerland. If you want to go to the slide, or not.
This one.
Sorry.
We have to do it from here first.
From here?
Okay.
She founded CompCure, and I think for those of you that were here, she did give an update about that last year, the year before. And basically, it's a platform to connect and to share data and to promote awareness amongst the doctors, for patients, and to basically connect the community. So in a year and a half, she's been able to recruit 115 patients. So that's really big numbers. And she's working, or would like to work more closely with Iowa, of course. And she's building this into basically not only European, but a global network, and currently working on an app. So Marianne and I also were looking to branch out because we're in the German-speaking area of Switzerland. So we got in touch with a lady that we found out, Oksana Paulsen in Germany, who started a Facebook group about 5 years ago, very similar to what the amazing Lindsay's doing for the United States. and connecting people and helping patients to get second opinions, organize appointments, and just a place of, where we can just basically talk to each other, because it is a lonely and dark road when you're on it, and no one knows anything about it. So in those 5 years, and I think I was one of the first people to join that Facebook group, she's now up to something like 121 people who have joined that group. And ComCure, together with this German self-help group, and the ERK network, which is the European Rare Kidney Network, have recently, in the middle of September, I think, they put a 2-day patient and caregiver workshop in Berlin on. This is the second year running, similar to what Dr. Nestor and Dr. Smith and the whole team in Iowa are doing here. Obviously not like this, because Iowa's Iowa and it's our heaven, right? But it's just, and so for those of you in the room that are thinking, okay, how is this relevant to me? I just want to say the landscape did not look like this 5 years ago, right? There was, and even though the numbers seem dismal, that it's the growing numbers, it's also building bridges, and there's more information out there now. And we kind of look at it in Europe like we're building that bridge across the pond, if you will, to Iowa. And that can only benefit, I think, all of us. So both of these women are just, they're amazing. Yes. And I'm just kind of riding on their coattails. And did you want to say something?
Yeah, a little bit more of the recent backstory. This is Mona's third time, I think Carolina's third time visiting Iowa. And she's always come home and spoken so highly about the people that have established this, Lynn and Richard and the rest of the Iowa team.
Don't forget Monica.
Don't forget Monica. I don't want to go by names because I will forget somebody for sure. But it's been a pleasure and a humbling honor to come here and meet the team. And it's just amazing what the human spirit can do, right? When we're challenged. And I think when we meet people like Richard, I see how much you've done, and it's not by yourself, but the more people do these sort of activities with skill, with passion, and with love, the more they get challenged. And it's the more you get given to deal with. And it's just amazing. So thanks for sharing your human spirit and your love with us and with everybody you touch.
And hopefully next year we'll get more of Europe in here too. So yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, if I leave this recording, would you put it up?
No, I just have this thing. I'm just going to read quickly and see everything. Okay. Thank you so much for that and bringing us. I think this is a global effort. Our numbers are little. We can't do without each other. And so thank you for all that you have done and for coming in and being here and bringing your love and enthusiasm. It lifts all of us up. Fabrizio Spoletti in Italy. This is one of the very first times he hasn't been here. He had something else going on with the company, so he sent a little summary of what he's working on. I'm just going to read it straight up. So Fabrizio is part of the spirit of this place. On June 21st in Ronica at Mario Negri Institute, they gave a status of the progress of the European project Decode. So Fabrizio started his own like nonprofit in Italy. It's gone through some names changes, but so the Progetto DDD was the patient association. The project aimed to identify new strategies capable of improving diagnosis, prognosis, and treatment of children with C3G. It has identified 5 homogeneous groups of patients, for each of which specific therapies are now being investigated and defined. He also wanted me to say that the Italian Society of Nephrology awarded the Patient Association Projecto DDD a 2024 JUVA Award dedicated to renal patients, which is awarded annually to the Best Patient Association. The award ceremony took place or will take place on Friday, the 18th of October. And then finally, they were working on a book, Tigre, which has just been published. It's a narrative of a medicine text on C3G in which his organization participated. They interviewed a lot of patients and wrote a chapter, and he will bring us a copy of Tigre when he comes next. So his love to everyone here, just wanted to pass that on.